Well, good morning again, and now we are right in the heart of Whitechapel, directly opposite the 10 Bells pub, and standing right in front of the incredible edifice that is Christ Church, Spitalfields, built here in the early 1700s and designed by Nicholas Hawksmoor, and really the main landmark in the Spitalfields, Whitechapel area, unmissable and quite astonishing. But from an autumn of terror point of view, the more interesting part of Christ Church is its churchyard, which back in the Victorian era was nicknamed Itchy Park for the reason that it was a favoured sleeping place for the homeless, destitute and unfortunates of Victorian London. And the gates are open this morning, and you can see there are still benches around the trees and scattered around the rest of the churchyard. Believe it or not, spending a night here in Itchy Park was preferable for many of the unfortunates of Whitechapel. As long as it was a dry, reasonably mild night, you probably got a better night's sleep here than in the disease-ridden abominations that were the many doss houses of East London, where there was often trouble and you often couldn't get a wink of sleep for your 3 or 4 pence for your shared bed in one of the communal lodging houses. So on a dry night, better to spend the night here in Itchy Park. And if we head out, we'll head back towards the 10 Bells pub. There are many pubs associated with Jack the Ripper, and this is obviously one. Its most famous association is that the 10 Bells pub was a pub where Mary Kelly, the Ripper's last victim, chose to have a drink on what would be the final night of her life before returning home to her lodgings on Dorset Street, where she was never seen alive again. Obviously back then it was a very run-down part of East London, but today Fournier Street is actually home to artists such as Gilbert and George, and some of the Victorian townhouses here are now worth about £2.5 million. So there we are, Christ Church, Spitalfields.